Hello Artsies, this is Mrs. B. Welcome to Umaarteng Penmanship. For this tutorial, we will be doing floral numbers like this. I did this 2021. So this would be my New Year's design. So get your supplies ready and let's get started. The materials that we will be using would be, of course, our watercolor set. I have here Mungyo watercolor paint set. We have also Baohong watercolor paper. This is a 300 GSM. Okay, 300 GSM. This is cold pressed, and the size is 7 by 4.9 inches. You could use any watercolor paper that you have, but I prefer cold press, and this is also 100% cotton. We will be also have 2 cups of water. We have a pencil, an eraser, some tissue, and of course our watercolor paint brush. This is Kolinsky sable brush, and this is in size 6. Also, aside from that, I already printed out and cut the 2021 here. You could use any font that you would like, or you could also hand draw 2021 on your watercolor paper. By the way, I will be using also carbon paper so that I can transfer these to my watercolor paper. So there, let's start our painting. Alright, so I traced 2021 on my watercolor paper. So I will need to erase a little bit. So there would be only just light marks. It will be difficult to erase once there's already paint. As long as you can see it, that is fine. You could use any font that you like. You could do the 2021 horizontally. You could do that. But I'm doing this way in portrait because this would be the cover for my journal. Alright, so I did it in portrait, and we will be doing also journaling in the next few weeks. Okay, so just make sure that there would be no rough or hard lines, and then we will be starting to paint. Okay. In cleaning your paper, I suggest that you could use a big, clean, and dry brush to erase and to remove those, because we might have some ink or anything in our hands that we do not see, especially in this part. Yeah, it happens to me all the time that there would be some ink or whatever. Alright, so we will be starting our painting. So for today's painting, we will be doing just simple flowers. It's like same like this. So this is what we're going to do. So I changed the angle of my camera so that you can see my painting clearly. We will be doing complementary painting. When you say complementary colors, it means that you will be using 2 colors that are opposite on the color wheel. So if red's opposite color is green, then for this painting we will be doing similar here, pink and light green. Okay. Also, I changed my brush from size 6 to size 4 because I realized that my outline is very small for size 6, so I changed it. I am mixing here some pink. Okay, I'm using cold pink from my Mungyo watercolor paint set. We'll be start painting here because this is quite big. Alright, so we will be doing just a regular leaf, 5 petal leaf. So we will be starting the middle and then going out. Alright. And remember to leave some white spaces in between. And you can also darken the middle of your petal. Alright, and then I move my paper a bit. Okay, so there is my line there, but I'm avoiding to touch it. Okay, there you go. And then I'll put some dark value here at the middle. We could also do that later, but I want to do it now. Okay, and putting a lighter value. Okay, there. Alright, next we will be painting here. So we will be avoiding the lines. Okay, you could go outside of the line, but not too much. Okay, just a little will be fine. Okay, so let's paint here. Let's say that the picture cut here. Alright, so we'll be doing that, and the lighter and darker at the center, and here as well. Alright, it's up to you if you are comfortable going out or going in. Alright, but I'm comfortable in doing both. And let me get some paint and put it at the center. Alright, there are some flowers. Most of the time they are darker in the center. Okay, I'm moving my paper around again, so it will be easy for me to paint here. The line is here actually, so I will be painting just up to there. And remember to use the belly of your brush. You can have a thicker stroke when you press a little bit harder on your paper. Okay, and now I am getting darker shade there. So I will be doing that, painting this kind of flower the same on everything, and I will be doing speed painting, and I will come back later if I'm going to discuss some details that we will have. Okay, so if you have your materials with you, I hope that you can paint with me, or you could practice in a sheet of watercolor paper and practice doing some 5-petal flowers with me. Okay, so a tip to make 5-petal flower is that you make a star, like 1 point at the top, 2 on the upper left and right, and 2 on the bottom left and right. So this is the closer look of the number 2 that I am currently working. I will be switching to a smaller brush, which is the number 2, because this is a little small, so I will be doing that. I also forgot to put bigger white spaces, but I will work on it. I will be just finishing these 2 with a darker shade of pink. I will be using Crimson Lake for this. Then I will be moving on to the 0 and the rest of the numbers. So still we'll be doing speed painting on this, and I hope you can continue watching this, and I'll show you the final project after. If you have a limited palette, what you can do is to add a little black, a very tiny amount of green to your pink, or you can also add a little black to your painting so that it will be darker shade. You could also use one shade, and you could add water on add more water so that we can also make a lighter shade. For green, I am using a dark shade of green that I have. And this will be I will be using for the leaves of this flower. For of this number 2, I'll start here and fill in this small space of white here. There's a very tiny space of white for I'm going to the number 2, so I'm just filling it in. I am using a very thick consistency of green. It's the same stroke actually for the leaves, is that we are going to make a little line and then we're going to drag our brush and then slowly lift it up to make a shape of leaf. Alright, you can make another stroke again, and just like what I did, to make a thicker leaf. Alright, and there. I'm actually careful on not going outside of the line, especially we have a very small painting. You can go outside of the line very little. It's up to you if you would like to go out of the line and not too strict about with the lines of your numbers. That will be fine. That's also a good design. Alright, so I will be just doing a speed painting again, and I hope that you can catch up, and I'll get back to you later if I'm going to discuss more on what I'm doing here. Here I am doing small lines, very thin lines, so that I can put small flowers, or I will put like buds that will serve as small flowers that will be added to our painting to serve as a filler. I am now making small buds by using the tip of my brush, not pressing too hard on the paper, just pressing lightly, making some circles or rounds, or you can make ovals to look like buds or teardrop shape. Alright, I remove most of the lines there, so I will be painting big petals on the up, down, and some of the sides. Okay. Now I am using sap green for the number 0, and again using the tip of my brush so that I can make some stems to fill in some of the gaps that I wasn't able to put the leaves. You can do this on your painting as well so that we can avoid some big spaces and gaps for our painting and fill in the whole number. In this second number 2, I am doing a lighter shade of the previous numbers that I did. Also, remember to put some white gaps or gaps in between on the second layer of your painting. Make sure that you add more lines so that it can give more definition on your flowers. Also, remember to darken the middle of the flower so that it can add more inches and it won't look your painting flat. On the last number, I started painting on the very bottom of the number because I can find it very spacious there. So I put huge flower there. I put also a dark pink shade of the flower. Also remember to put some white gaps so that it will look like flower and will look like big bulb of paint. Alright, so we're done with the 2021 painting. Alright, just to move it closer. Alright, so in the first number 2, we put some buds. You could fill it in with some buds and small leaves and small stems so that you could fill it in. For the 0, I can't barely see the lines in this part, so I have a hard time in painting this one, but I was able to finish it, of course. So we have this big flower here. Alright, so some of it are not showing the full because imagine that taking a photo and then you cut it the middle, so that's what it looks. Alright, I also put some buds in this part, also here, and also some lines. Alright, for this I made my leaves a little lighter. I use sap green for this. Alright, on the second number 2, we have this big flower and another one, so I use big flowers in this. Also for the leaves, I use olive green for this one. So the same strokes, it's just that for the leaves I made it longer. Also for this, since it's full, I did not use or did not add any buds or small stems. Alright, for this one, alright, so it's just showing just one petal here and big flowers here. Alright, I put some buds in this part and also some tiny lines or stems. Alright, so you could do another layer like what I did on my flower so that you can add more texture and interesting. It won't look your painting flat. So I will be just removing this from the block and I will be putting this as my cover for my new journal for the 2021. I hope you like this video. Please hit the like button. Also, if you want more painting, calligraphy, and journaling, consider to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to also see the review of my watercolor pan set that I'm using, you can check this video. I'll see you next time. Bye!